Folks, my name's Horror Hollywood. Today I'm here to kind of test out the Tac-Force Ironclad. So, like my most, I don't know how to use it. I'm completely losing my train of thought here. It's the latest pocket knife that I bought. It's pretty good for about $10, I believe, and I believe at the time they were having a little free shipping thing going on. It's supposedly an indestructible blade and whatnot, but I highly doubt that. Nothing is indestructible. That's what I say in a thing anyway. As you can see, it comes with a serrated edge right here. The tips, I don't know if you can see that, have become slightly, I won't say broken, because they used to be a little pointier than they are now. Well, that's not too bad. The blade itself is rather nice. I sharpened it myself, so it's got a decent edge on it, nothing too, razor sharp on it, but it's not bad. It's got a nice little hand grip here, as you can see. It's got my favorite thing here, finger grips right here, a little bit of rubber there to kind of keep the firm grip. I apologize for the dog bark in the background. That's my neighbor's dog, and it never knows when to shut the hell up. I love dogs, but Jesus Christ. Anyways. See, here it's kind of got a bit of a pommel type thing here. What I can only assume is that, yeah, that seems to be like where the, where that ends in. It's not too bad of a blade. I've had this for a while now. It cuts fairly well, but I've never done a testing video on it. But we're out of milk jugs, so I'm going to do some tests on Special K cereal. Eat healthy, kids. Anyways, then I'll do some tests here on some actual wood. I'm just going to do some like thrusts, some cuts, and see how we do on that. I mean, honestly, if your knife can't cut through simple shit like this, then I suggest you not go into knife crafting or anything similar like that. See if I can get this at a... Let's try slam more like an angle. Nope, that didn't work. But, oh yeah, that cut through it, though. See it right there? Cut clean through. Yeah, we can see there. Cut clean through it, like right at this point. So it's not too bad. I'd say most likely, when you go for a cut with the knife, you're more than likely to hit it with the serrated edge first, which will do a little good in, kind of cutting through the clothing or cutting through, whatever it is. Let's try and do one more cut here. Usually I have milk jugs in order to kind of keep it steady, but I don't know if that's what cut through it. Yeah. Man, didn't really cut through it that time. Now we'll kind of move on to the more kind of hard testing. As I said, the thing said it was like a very sturdy, indestructible kind of knife. I don't know if it meant by the blade itself or by the kind of construction of which the blade is made, but what was it? See that cut there? Yeah, it's cutting through it pretty well. I mean, it's a serrated edge. I would kind of assume it to be able to at least do some damage here on that. Now I'm just going to kind of take the knife and kind of do a cut through it here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it did a decent cut through. I mean, this is pretty sturdy wood. I'll do another cut here. I'll try it again. Do it with a more kind of a more powerful grip. Yeah, that went a little deeper. As you can, it kind of went more deeper right here, as you can see. Kind of thinned out. For the final test, we will just do some cutting on tree branch here. I don't think that cut. I cannot find where this thing's cutting at. Alright, one more time. There. Right. See if the camera fixes on it here. Yeah, well, he cut it, but not incredibly deep. But so far, even through, doing the no shaking sounds, no kind of, like doing some stabbing into this. I'm still don't hear any kind of shaking noises. Don't hear nothing. I got a pretty. I would assume it'd be thicker because just the thickness that this has right here is just ridiculous. Like out of all my other knives, this is like one of the thickest hilts, like handles I have for it. See, Tac-Force. It was the Ironclad USA design. But overall, it's not a bad blade here. Cuts fairly well. My only thing is that it's got a serrated edge here, so it's kind of a pain to sharpen at times. Like I'm not used to sharpening serrated edges. I mean, you don't sharpen that, at least with a whetstone. But I also have a little kitchen tool where you can just kind of like take the knife and slide it through. A little harder to do that with this, since the serrated edge is here, so I kind of got to go halfway up and then do that. But overall, it's not too bad. It cuts fairly well. It's still, I've had this for maybe about 4 or 5 months now. And it's still very sturdy construction. I've, cut boxes with it. I've used it to, not trim, but, kind of whittle down tree branches and whatnot. Cutting cardboard, milk jugs. This is, cut fairly well through the bark a few times. Even cutting through the hardwood here itself did pretty decently. So overall, it's not too bad. As I said, I'll put a link to the review down in the inbox, and then you can, the review there will have a link to the item itself, and you can be able to go there and check it out yourself. Been a whole lot of Hollywood. I'll see y'all later. Peace.